Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. This show's Fred Arnold on the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Today I'm joined by JoAnn Wabsica.
Yes,
I get that right? Wabsica from Ekata Training Center.
Yes.
Now, you're a training center, and you call it an urban retreat.
Yes.
It's for the mind, body, and soul. And
yes.
I love the word soul. You know, it gets so deep. Tell us about your urban retreat.
The urban retreat is for everyone, all ages. That means that your kids and your grandparents can come in and join and work together and train together. So what does that mean? For example, say a grandmother brings her grandson or her grandchild. They go off to their class. The grandmother can go to a yoga class or go have a massage or go into our meditation room and just be relaxed and chilled, or she can go into our juice bar area and have a healthy treat.
So let's talk about this urban environment. So you have yoga classes,
Yes.
you have a juice bar. What else do you have?
We have a martial arts training facility.
Now that's something you're very familiar with.
Oh, I'm very familiar. In fact, I am a world champion. I'm a French style of kickboxing called Boxe Française Savate. I'm a world champion in that. So I'm basically a black belt, if you will, a silver glove, which is equivalent to a black belt. And I've been doing that for, I guess, I was a late bloomer. Can you believe it? I started when I was 35 in martial arts. I never had any desire to do it except for one thing. I wanted to move like Bruce Lee. When I was a teenager, of course, everybody watched the Bruce Lee
His
movies,
show,
right?
those shows way back when he was still
and
alive.
Kung Fu, of course, and the TV series Kung Fu. I wanted to move like that, and of course, I forgot about it. And later in my life, I went, wait a moment, I think I have an opportunity here. I met up with some wonderful, practitioners of Jeet Kune Do, and of course, the French style kickboxing that I mentioned. And I fell in love and said, I'm going to do this, and I changed my life completely.
Well, I want to talk about maybe go off topic a little bit and talk about mind, body, and soul and how they kind of interact. Because if your mind is good, but your body's not, then it affects the other two. And if your soul is searching and the other two are good, you really need a combination of all three.
That's right. And that's why Ekata means oneness. It's bringing those essence that you just said together. Because if one is off, the other is off. And we can, when we're all out of alignment and not truly balanced, and balance is not being stagnant and staying in one place. Balance is back and forth, moving to maintain a balance. So if you don't have that in life, you're not going to make some good decisions. Or they're going to be decisions that you're going to waffle on and change because they weren't sound. So what does that mean when you're training in our facility? That means that we are training we're literally training intelligently for longevity. What does that mean? That means that you're being present, mindful, and aware of your surroundings.
Live life, live life and love is what I always say. You want to have those. Tell us about your children's programs.
Our children's programs is a curriculum-based program. They can do dance classes, they can do martial arts, and they can also have yoga. So we're fusing them as well into the taking it all in and having a well-rounded mind, body, and spirit. They also will learn meditation. They'll learn how to quiet the mind, and really simplistic, not into a long, period of 20 minutes of being still, but just enough for they can just quiet the mind and know that there is a great place to have a quiet mind to move forward.
Yeah, and be able to be conscious.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of times we think we're conscious, but we're in
not. Our heads.
Yeah.
Right. So we help them to be mindful by being present. And being present as you're training, physically expressing yourself, really naturally gets you to be present.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about train intelligently for longevity. Tell us about what that means to you.
What that means is we do not want you to get hurt. Number one, you're going to train smart. Be aware. Be present. Again, back to being mindful. And then knowing that when you exert yourself, you've got to rejuvenate, you've got to heal. So you can't be imbalanced. If you go one direction for a great deal of time, you know that you're setting yourself up for injury and certainly stress, and you want to be able to decompress and rejuvenate and get back on track.
And part of that is what you take into your body.
Oh, yes, everything. I would love to say that, hey, you know what? Just train and eat whatever you want. You're going to be okay. Unfortunately, or fortunately, 90% of what you put in your mouth is everything. What you are is definitely what you eat.
Yes, and the 5 people you hang out with.
Okay,
I
that
like
too.
that. Very, very good. So those that want to reach out to your studio and do your training as your training center, where are you located?
We are going to be located. Right now we're in Cinema Drive. We're going to be moving very quickly in the latter part of this year in our dream space on Smythe, across the street from Valencia High School. And we're moving into a fairly large place. We are pretty excited. Like I said, this is my dream space, our dream space, and it's just under 12,000 square feet. And let's see how you can look online, our website, which is ekata.net or ekata.net, and you can certainly call us as well. And we are going to be very shortly at the latter part of this year and the beginning of course, New Year's resolutions around the corner.
Yes.
You can actually come by and see and have a tour.
And those that want to reach out to you by phone?
661-255-1114.
255-1114. Ladies and gentlemen, JoAnn, let me get this right. Wabsica.
Wabsica. And
Very
just
good.
a
What a
little
beautiful
bit,
name.
Thank you. It's American Indian, so
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it. From Ekata Training Center. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Business Spotlight. This is your host, Fred Arnold, and Chairman of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce on AM 1220